Over the last few years, I've traveled to a good bit of the world and around the United States as well. But the Pacific Northwest was somewhere that had continued to elude me. When the opportunity arose to go there for 12 days, I just couldn't resist. I packed my bags and headed out for an adventure.
Alright, so I just got off the plane down to Portland and things are pretty green already. Alright, so we're at the first of many falls for this week. What a start to this trip.
Even though I spend a good number of my days back home around waterfalls, I was really hyped to see Oregon.
Coming up from the falls there, I don't know if you can see the steepness behind me. This is tough.
That quick but challenging little hike wrapped up our adventures for the first day. But before we continued on our journey, we needed to figure out our car situation.
Oh, we lasted all of like 2 hours in a 4Runner. What? Sucks gas, so hard to drive. We're going back and get a car. It's day 2. I just woke up about 6 a.m. Had a cool little Airbnb here. It's like a little tree house room. Yeah, we're gonna go out and hit Multnomah Falls. We get some rain, a little bit of snow later. It's gonna be a good day. Oh yeah, there's a dog.
Multnomah Falls is not only the busiest tourist attraction in all of Oregon, but actually in all of the entire Pacific Northwest. Knowing that the park sees more than 2 million annual visitors, we were hoping that arriving in early January in the morning would give us a fairly empty day.
Alright, I'm here at Multnomah Falls, the bridge between the two. This is one of the beautiful things about coming in off-season is that we've been the only ones here for a few minutes. There's no struggling to get a picture. Another beautiful lookout point here. And once again, we've been out here for over an hour already and seen 2 other people, so definitely come here in the off season. waterfall. An engagement. Can't escape these engagements. Alright, it's day 3 out here in Oregon, and today we're doing the Angel's Rest Trail. It's pretty windy and rainy out today, so we'll see how this keeps going. Gusting at 20, maybe 30 miles an hour up here on the way up to Angel's Rest. Nothing too complicated yet, just a bunch of switchbacks, a ton of wind. At the top of Angel's Rest and getting a little bit of hail coming in here. Let's wait this out. Ducking behind a little rock here because it's like probably 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts coming through here, and we're on the ridge. 28 degrees. What's the gust saying? 33 mile an hour gust.
Snow starting in an hour.
Snow starting in an hour. I think that might be our turnaround point. So I actually just called and talked with the local police department, and they gave me clearance. You should be okay to fly here, so I'm excited. This is my first drone flight, sending it up in Oregon. Beautiful but windy.
We're taking the big, like, bendy road back. So if you want to get stuff out for that.
Well, it's kind of, I can't really drive, and basically you'll do like this.
Oh, I need to put my gloves on then.
Do you want to just drive out of here?
Definitely no.
Alright, so sometimes you come to an Airbnb that doesn't really live up to, its listing description. It's not very accommodating. There's not, not quite everything you need. This isn't the case. This is one of those times where we found where they really thought of just about everything, and it really helped, when you get to a spot, long, busy or hiking trip, and it just feels like coming home. Let's take a little look here. Plenty of plugs. Oh yeah, a little bit of rum if you want some. This coffee maker. Finally, this is one of my favorite little things to look for in an Airbnb. It's called the Roulette Travel Spice Rack Test, and Brad and Becca's Airbnb here in Portland have passed with flying colors. The thinking behind that is if a place has a spice rack, people have thought about the little things that can really improve your experience. If we had more time, we would definitely stay here. It's Monday, technically day 4. We're gonna go hit the trail of, 7 waterfalls or 10? Do this trail of 7 falls or 10 falls, to be honest, I forget. I guess we'll find out when we get there. My legs are feeling it a little, slept in a little bit today. And on the way to a hike and realized the next 53 miles we wouldn't be passing a single gas station, so now we are backtracking, looking for gas. We're starting to get some snow flurries, and temps are dropping down. We're at 34 degrees now. Getting some nice snow coming in here, heading down to the Trail of 10 Falls. The first one of the big falls. About to go ahead behind it. Pretty lucky so far on the Airbnbs, having some unlisted amenities. We're on day 5 now of the Oregon trip. Never met before, baggage claim, and 12 days together. Damn, did I make a mistake? Should I be doing my solo trip like I usually do? But I'm gonna stick with it. It's snowing right now. Alright, weather's getting a little treacherous on our way out. Definitely glad that we went with an all-wheel drive car. But if it gets much deeper out here, we are probably going to be turning back. Turning back. day 5 and beautiful quiet day out here. Fresh coat of snow over everything. This one snowy. Nice little area to walk behind. There we're getting into a little bit thicker stuff here. I don't know if we're gonna keep going. What do you think? No.
I can't even find the trail.
All right.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Kennewood Road Northeast.
Day 6 out here in Oregon. We're about to leave Keizer. We're heading down to Eugene. I'm gonna check out a couple more trails today. A little slow getting up this morning, racking up some mileage this trip. But all right, let's go see what day 6 has in store for us. A little colder today. Low 30s, high 20s. Doing old growth and new growth trail. My calves are starting to burn. We've probably done, what, 20 something miles already this trip? Closer to 30 probably. Airbnb number, I've lost count now, it's day 6. We're in Eugene, Oregon. So this spot that we're at tonight, it's actually an Airbnb Plus. What that means, it's got a few extra touches and amenities. Let's take a look. This is pretty nice. Home cooked breakfast here with Airbnb Plus. excited for Tokati Falls?
Yes.
It is looking pretty snowy. Tried to get all the way to the trailhead, but the snow is just a little too deep for the car, so we're gonna walk on in. So yeah, I am walking across a road right now. These aren't maintained in the winter. Well, we didn't really want to have to go through with the sedan, so we're just walking it. I've got a heavy pack today. I'm feeling it. Yet another Oregon waterfall. Pretty well visited one, but once again, coming in the off season, dealing with just a little bit of snow, bring some spikes, be all right. You won't have to deal with working your way around anybody. We haven't seen another person other than the snowplow driver, so check it out. All right, so we're trying to figure out if we can get down to the bottom of the falls there. Good, snowy, icy. And it's not really well marked, so we're gonna play it cautiously, but anything promising? Yeah. Attempted to get down to a lower spot. Did not work out as planned. Got us some rope to get him back up. Huh? And this is actually why I always keep hammock straps with me, just in case. All right, you ready? I'm taking the slack. Oh my God. That was a little bit too much fun, maybe?
Dude, it's during first aid. Oh, that cuts all of the hands.
So was that not the trail, or is it just impassable? Well, we did not make it to the bottom of Tokati Falls. We don't know where the route is. Tempting, but better safe than sorry. Back to the road. Walked into the Airbnb for tonight, and there's instantly 2 hosts, 2 kids, dog, and a cat, and I need some more quiet where I can relax, and that didn't feel like the place. This is Roseberg, Oregon. You know, I never mind having shared spaces with hosts, but sometimes you just want to have a place to yourself. So I quickly hopped on, and within about 10 minutes, these hosts responded and were able to have this spot ready. Not bad. I'm excited just to have my own spot. It's been a week. This is day 8. I'm gonna head down to do Table Rock and then head to Grants Pass. Let's see what today has in store. So that's something I usually try to do before I fly in a place, is call and get a little bit more local information. Didn't hear back there, so I'm just going to not fly today. Pretty quiet and serene spot up here. Kind of up with the clouds. Making our way out to Table Rock. It's just after 1 p.m. The only conversation so far today, then a note about water coming out of the ground. Day 8, we're gonna head down to California and go see some redwoods. First of many highway pull-offs here. Oh, the color of that water. Alright, headed into the Redwood State Forest here. A little bit of a gnarly road getting in, but it's quiet, it's serene, and it's green. It's tough to really get the scale of how big these trees are, but I don't know how to explain it. behind me is one of these fallen stumps. And the whole thing doesn't even fit in frame. It just gives you a little bit closer feel of how massive these redwoods are. Day 9 here, averaging about 6 miles a day. I've done Sequoia and Giants Grove, and we've gone up to, big old Sherman, and this forest feels, I don't know, something about it is more impressive. Maybe the density or the mix of green as well, but it's beautiful in here. And if you're looking for redwoods, this might be your better option than going to Sequoia. This is a Saturday and we've seen maybe 4 people. This is Scout Tree, absolutely massive. So this one's gonna end up being about a 5.5 to 6 mile round trip. Definitely worth it. Highly recommend, especially considering that you're not gonna deal with the typical crowds here that you would at other redwood areas. And yeah, nothing too challenging. Just wear some good boots because it does get muddy at a few points. Other than that, great hike. Yeah, so the past few days we've been kind of finishing up at 2:30, 3 o'clock and spending the last, bits of daylight either in the car or in a restaurant. And so moving slower because why rush? Night 9, another Airbnb. We're in the little coastal town of Crescent City. Getting up early, crack at dawn tomorrow to go head to the natural bridges by the coast. Alrighty, it's just before 6 a.m. We are headed to the natural bridges viewpoint out on the Oregon coast. You ready, Bobby?
I'm ready for sunrise.
He is ready for sunrise. I'm getting there.
Holy shit, look at the stars.
Holy shit. Alright, so we're heading down to the bridges and down here just in time for sunrise. This is gonna be epic. Check it out. So yeah, that behind me is that tricky ridge that you gotta come down. Mud's a little slippery. There's a few tree roots that you can kind of grab onto, but be prepared for kind of challenging. I'm contemplating whether I'm gonna keep going down. This is easily one of the coolest spots that I've ever been to. Between the natural bridges, the sun coming up, the fog, the evergreens. It doesn't get better than this. Time to go back up. This was amazing. Well, you can't tell by me dripping wet in sweat right now. It's a nice little climb coming back up. Decent little grade here and some slippery stuff with the mud and all that.
That was one of the quickest but toughest coming back up. I think the shots were worth it. Damn. Good work. High five.
Alright, first time really venturing out solo during this entire trip other than out for dinner one night. Whew. Let's do it. This is one of my favorite things about traveling here is I just hopped in the car and drove towards the coast, and this was where that road took me. Yeah, so the whole roulette travel mentality is to, you know, not dabble in the details too much. Of course, you know, always be safe, have a general idea, but go out, adventure, explore. Don't know what I'm always getting into, and I want it that way. You know, I knew we were close to the coast. I had no idea that it was this, and I'm, you know, so glad I just took off and came out here. This, for me, finding a spot that you didn't expect to go to, whether or not how known or unknown it is, you know, until you see it, it's unknown to you, and that's what tonight was for me.
Day 11 here, and we're headed back from Crescent City back up to Lincoln City. Today's a driving day, 5 hours on the road. Should be a beautiful drive. There's coffee everywhere. Let's see if it's actually rivaled to Starbucks here. The odds of a 5-hour drive down the Oregon coast is you're gonna want to stop at all the viewpoints. Look at this. Officially lost count of the number of McChickens and snack wraps from this trip. They pump your gas for you in Oregon, I think.
Your gas tank's on the other side.
It's happened like 4 times. $50, yes sir.
You have a ride.
It is day 12. Headed home tomorrow. It has been a wild trip. Learning experience, that's for sure. I'm almost just about ready to head back. It's good when a vacation feels about the right amount of time. Gonna go explore Lincoln City a little bit before we gotta leave, and
that is it. Technically day 13, and just leaving the final Airbnb. Headed to the airport, and I'm gonna fly back into 10-degree weather in New York. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. It was a blast, and stay tuned for the next Roulette Travel in-depth trip.